So we can pick up where we left off here. This methodology is called by some logical positivism. That's not it. Logical positivism, and it is fairly mainstream in economics profession. Under this methodology, the primary criteria in judging the worth of a model is its predictive power when tested against data. A secondary consideration is whether the assumptions of the model are realistic or reasonable. In judging realism, we are, as a rule, fairly generous. We would not be concerned if the assumptions of a model were not virtually true in every respect. We require that the assumptions capture the key economic essence of a situation and that the actors act as if the assumptions are true. A great example of the as if criteria is that economic economists assume that entrepreneurs seek to maximize profit. In our model, we would assume that a profit function exists, and we would posit that the entrepreneur formally maximizes this function. We would use the optimization conditions to predict the entrepreneur's behavior. The truth is that a real world entrepreneur might not actually know how to maximize a function, and in fact, might not even know the form of his firm's profit function. However, through experience and intrinsic, that's not what that says. However, through experience and instinct, he or she acts as if such a function is being maximized. It is this as if criteria that we would insist that our model's assumptions satisfy. So the above scientific methodology is ascribed to by most mainstream economists. This scientific method can be summarized as follows. So we did summarize this once in a previous video, and we're just going to briefly summarize it again. So this video and the previous video, I think that this basic model here is describing all economic models can be described by this thing in green print. Yeah, this kind of a flow chart here. And I think it describes it just pictorially. This does a much better job than any of the previous description now and in the previous video. So we can annotate the screen. Let's give this a try here. Yes. Hi. So we write that, we can erase. We're just showing that we can kind of write on the screen. So let's kind of quick discuss this video. Yeah. So this is the economic model. This encompasses the philosophy behind all economic models. Okay, so step one, observe some aspect of the universe. It's just observations. Observe some aspect of the universe just means that this goes across all sciences. It's the economic model, but this is basically the scientific method. This goes across all sciences, all fields of study, anything. If we're just kind of generalizing, obviously we make observations, but observe some aspect of the universe just basically means we're studying anything that we want. So we make some sort of observations from our surroundings or whatever it is that we're studying. Yeah. Okay, so step two, create a model of what you have observed. This is the model. So what exactly have we done here? We've made some sort of observations that we think are prudent. And from those observations, we have constructed some sort of a model. We're really generalizing. We're not even talking about what the model is. Is it a graph? You know, exactly what is this model? Well, maybe we get into that later. We have to do it by example. But from these observations, we have constructed some sort of a model. We're just saying to do such a thing would require some sort of theoretical abstraction. So yes, these theoretical and logical, those little things in between are just some ideas that are in there. But just kind of repeating myself, if we made some observations and formulated those observations uh, or deduced some sort of a model from those observations, we're just saying that it would require some sort of a theoretical abstraction there. Okay, so step three, ask relevant questions and deduce answers using your model. These answers become the model's implications or predictions. That's summarized just basically, we make predictions with our model. So I don't think we're just making predictions. It's not like make any predictions. They're true, they're false, and then we test them. We're making some sort of predictions, obviously, that we think might actually be true. We suspect they're true, or we at least want to test if they're true. But we have some sort of predictions that obviously this is like a whole flow here. We're studying something or a set of somethings, but there's a whole point behind our model. So whatever it is we're studying, we make predictions that are prudent to that from our model. Yeah, so we make predictions. And once again, we have a model. We're making predictions from that model. So it's assumed that we have some sort of logical deduction from our model, such that our model can make these predictions. We are under the assumption that just maybe our model can make these predictions. Okay, so then number 4, test the model's predictions using real world data. The following flow diagram illustrates our methodology as we're doing now. Yeah. But basically test the model's predictions using real world data. This is kind of the most important part. I don't want to ramble too much. Uh, there will be more classes posted in the coming months, statistics, analytics, things like that, data science. I can't just name one thing. We can name a bunch of fields of study we don't know much about, but there's literally statistics and data analytics. There's statistics is math. The most hardest thing about statistics is the actual physical data collection. How do you collect the data? So you have like empirical evidence, like I said, just name every little thing we learned in school, empirical evidence, and you have a lot of empirical study in economics. Do they call it empirical economics? But anyways, so we have to do real world experiments, some actual experiments, empirical data, all that, data collection, statistics, data analytics, all of that. But these are the much harder things that go outside of this class where we have to have a strong background in that. Yeah. Okay. But we do some sort of test there, and maybe there are outcomes of those tests. And this is just one that I kind of made up. Um, it's supposed to be of some use, of course, to our business, but we don't have to take it back here. I'm just saying the outcome of the tests, the outcome of the test can be considered further observation, and you can create a new model or you can refine the old model. So you do kind of have this loop where it could keep going and going and going. Yep. Okay, so maybe we do another video. I should probably stop the video, but let's just kind of keep going. So this is section 1, which is chapter 1, which is just an introduction. Uh, economic models was just an introduction, and market systems, which is also quite difficult to understand. It's very philosophical, but market systems. In fact, we leave this to the next video, so we'll sum all this up in one video. But 1.3 is the last section in chapter 1. So I think in the next video, we cover market system, and that'll wrap up chapter 1, I think.